Hey my artists, ready for this week's project? I'm really excited about it. You guys are going to weave a llama blanket. Let me show you your supplies that you will need. So I have some of my color pencils and my markers. I have my scissors, my pencil, my dot not a lot glue, and that's really important, and I'll tell you guys about that in a second. I chose some colors of yarn, and then I have an old box here, and this old box is from some Texas toast. We need the inside of that box. This is thin enough that we can cut it easily with our scissors, but thick enough that it will help stay steady. And then I have a plastic needle that I'll let you all borrow because these will be easily sanitized and given back. And then our llama. So let me get to making, and I'll stop and explain along the way. Okay, artists, first step is to cut out our llama. Do not cut on these lines just yet. They're very important, and they're going to help us weave our llama's blanket. Let me switch over to time lapse. Oh, before I do that, after I cut him out, I'm going to glue him on here and then cut it out again, okay? And you want a box that has the cardboard on the inside, not the shiny inside the cardboard, because the glue won't stick. And that's why we need the dot not a lot glue. Okay, artists, here we are with our llama glued down to our cardboard and cut out. I trimmed off any of the extra little bits that were hanging around. Next thing we need to do is to make sure our name is on it. So that's where our markers come in. So I am writing my name nice and big, because no name, no fame. And then the next thing we need to do is to take our scissors and we need to cut up these lines. Now don't go beyond the line, only make a little slit to where the line ends. There are 6 on each side. Now before we get to weaving, I'm going to decorate him. So let me switch back over to time lapse. Okay, artists, now that he's all decorated, we get to start with the weaving, and it actually starts on the back. I have my yarn here. I hope you can see that. There we go. And I'm choosing this one for my base because it's thicker and stronger than the other ones here. So I want a good, strong base. And what we do is we kind of slip it into that first notch. There we go. And we pull just a little bit, and then we tape them down on the back. Make sure that the tape is really pressed down there. And then on the front, we go down and around until the yarn is in each of the slots. There we go. And last one, take my scissors and snip, and tape it down on the back. put in more than one just to make sure it does not come off. Okay, now here's the fun part. We get to choose which color we want first. I think I'm going to go with the really skinny one. Okay, and I'm going to take more than one. And this is what they call seconds. So see how it's so fragile, but this will make a great weaving for his blankie. And I'm going to line up all the strings at the end. And then cut them. So what we do is we go under the first string, over the second, under, over, under, over. Now you want to pull all the way through till you have just a little bit of a tail, and we're going to bring it all the way up to the top. Okay. And then the next row, because this is over, it has to go opposite. So it goes under this row. Oop. And I pulled just a little too much, so I'm going to loosen it up. And see how it's under this row, so it has to go over. So again, opposite until you get all the way across. And then you keep repeating that until it's all the way full. This under, over, and opposite. And then squish it up. So let me switch over to time lapse and you can see me fill up our llama's blanket. Here we are with our blanket really full. You could see how I pushed up each layer as I went, okay? And then I left the tails out here for me to then tuck back in. So that's the point I'm in now. You guys also saw that when I couldn't use my fingers anymore, that I grabbed my needle and threaded the yarn through the needle. And that's what we have to do to finish it, okay? So now that I have this, and see how it goes over the string, we come around and pull through, and then we come up to hide the yarn within the blanket itself. And then I'm not pulling too hard because I don't want to scrunch up the yarn, and then I just snip off the extra there. And now I have to do that with the other tails as well. So again, thread the tail through the needle, and then come right up the side. Now this one was really short, so I threaded the needle through and then put the yarn through the needle and then pull it up so it's hidden inside your previous work. And then be careful what you snip. And it should be hidden just like that. Let me finish the last ones on time lapse, and I'll talk to you guys on the other side. And there's our llama blanket all finished. Now, just a few pointers. You guys don't have to use this crazy yarn. You can use whatever yarn you want. The thinner the yarn is, the more rows you have to do, Okay, you can see the difference between this yarn and this yarn. And obviously, if I would have picked something really thick like this one, it would have filled up really fast. So that is up to you. You can decorate more now that it's done and finished and you can see where he is. Make sure you can still see your name on the back, which we cannot, so I'm going to write it on the tape. If you need help, let me know. If you need materials, let me know. I can put anything in the drop boxes for you guys. Just let me know who your homeroom teacher is and where I can put it for you to get. And I'm here for you, so just ask. And I can't wait to see our llama blankets.